Since 1972, only 3 drivers in the modern era of the NASCAR Cup Series have done what Shane van Gisbergen is doing right now, shown genuine road course ability, compiled a genuinely poor record everywhere else, and then turned that oval record around to near average across the following 20 starts. The other 2 names on that list are Jerry Nadeau in 2000 and Robby Gordon in 2001. That is the entire list across more than 50 years of stock car racing. What makes the third name different is that this driver was already winning more than half of his road course starts before the oval improvement even began. To understand why that third name matters, you have to start with how wide the gap actually was. Shane van Gisbergen is a 3-time Supercars championship winner from Auckland, New Zealand. He entered the NASCAR Cup Series by winning his very first start at the inaugural street race in Chicago in 2023. In his first full season in 2025, he won 5 races, finished 12th in the standings, and was named Rookie of the Year. Every single one of those 5 wins came on a road course. The numbers behind that split were extreme. From 2023 through 2025, Shane van Gisbergen made 12 starts on road courses and 38 starts everywhere else. On the road courses, he recorded 6 wins, an average finish of 7.6, an adjusted points plus index of 279, and a driver rating of 121.9. Everywhere else, his average finish was 25. 0, his adjusted points plus index was 48, and his driver rating was 50.0. Among every driver who debuted since 1972, nobody had a bigger gap between those 2 track types through their first 12 road course starts, and the margin was not close. The skepticism also had history behind it. Marcos Ambrose left the Supercars Championship for the United States in 2006 with the same profile, dominant on road courses, struggling on ovals. Speaking recently on the Apex Hunters United podcast, Marcos Ambrose explained the structural disadvantage plainly. Over time, you get better at it, but the guys who have done it since they were 8 or 9 or 10, they're just way up the road. Through all of 2025, the best oval finish Shane van Gisbergen managed was a single 10th place run at Kansas Speedway in September, and he started that race a lap down because of an early penalty. When he was asked how it felt to finally break through, he rejected the word. "I don't know about finally. It's a process. This is pretty difficult, and it's taken me some time to get better and better," he told Front Stretch. That was the state of the argument. The label was not lazy. It was earned by the results. What almost nobody tracked publicly was the work happening underneath. Incremental progress does not generate highlights. Spins and crashes do. So the public narrative froze in place while the underlying data was already moving. Shane van Gisbergen has been specific about what makes oval racing so difficult for a driver with his background. "It's everything," he told Stuff. "It seems more simple, you would think, for 2 corners, but there's so many little intricate details of how the cars are set up just to turn one way." He added a detail that explains the slow curve. You basically have 10 or 15 minutes and 1 set of tires and to learn a new track and get ready for the weekend. His practical limitation was getting up to speed quickly off the hauler. After a handful of laps, he was confident in the feel of the number 97 Chevrolet, but by that point, the tires were worn at most venues. The team's response was to build around him rather than force him into a conventional package. His teammate Ross Chastain, a 5-time oval winner, described the approach directly. "He just didn't do a lot of it in his past. He did some dirt track stuff, but no big concrete, big steep banked asphalt, high-speed mile-and-a-halves. I think he's just learned. He's a racer and puts the tire to the limit, and he's finding that limit. Stephen is giving him the cars he needs. He pushes the gas." Crew chief Stephen Doran identified the remaining piece as qualifying, noting that Shane van Gisbergen finished inside the top 15 in each of 3 straight races where he started inside the top 10. "If we can qualify up there, we can stay up there all day," Stephen Doran said. "That's just the last piece of the puzzle with the ovals, is to qualify good. I feel like we have the speed to maintain that." Because stage points are awarded to the top 10 twice in every race, starting near the front compounds quickly. Then the season-over-season comparison arrived, and it removed any argument that this was a short hot streak. Through the first 12 oval races of 2026, Shane van Gisbergen posted an average finish of 19.25, compared to 27.5 across the same 12 races in 2025. That is an improvement of more than 8 positions. Of the 11 tracks common to both seasons, his finish was better at 9 of them. Only Las Vegas Motor Speedway and Kansas Speedway went the other way. Looking wider produces the same result. Splitting his first 50 NASCAR Cup Series oval starts into 2 halves, the most recent 25 show an improvement of nearly 6 positions on average over the first 25, along with an increase in laps led and a decrease in races he failed to finish. The correct framing is measured rather than dramatic across 17 non-road starts this season. He has 7 finishes of 11th or better, an average finish of 19.3, an adjusted points plus index of 97 against a series average of 100, and a driver rating of 67.4 against a series average of 70. He has moved from significantly below average on ovals to essentially average in less than the span of a single season. On this track type, average is the entire story. Because average makes the postseason. 3 specific races forced the change in perception. The first was the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. On paper, an 11th place finish looks unremarkable. Underneath, his average running position was 7.81. According to NASCAR Insights, the number 97 Chevrolet ranks 7th on sheer speed and 6th on defense in a 39-car field. A slow pit stop and strategy cost the better result. It was a decent day, Shane van Gisbergen said afterward. I was just frustrated at the moment because our finishing position wasn't as good as we probably deserved. He still banked 33 points and moved up 2 positions in the standings. The second was the Cracker Barrel 400 at Nashville Superspeedway on May 31, 2026. Entering the weekend, he was not confident, having noted that concrete surfaces had not been his strong suit. Qualifying was canceled by rain, so he started 10th on the performance metric. Stephen Doran went off strategy with 2 tires during a lap 35 competition caution, and Shane van Gisbergen led 12 of the next 16 laps, trading the position back and forth with 2-time series champion Kyle Larson. He finished 5th. It was his first top 5 finish on an oval in his 64th NASCAR Cup Series start and his 50th career oval start. There is a detail that captures how unexpected it was. NASCAR initially scored him 7th at the checkered flag, and that is where he believed he had finished while standing on pit road. He politely corrected a reporter who told him he had finished in the top 5. A review of the finish and of the front stretch crash moved him into 5th. He was still critical of himself. Again, pissed with myself, he said. I mucked up the last lap there and Chase put it on my door. I got a bit loose. And then we both got tight and probably cost us some positions. On the progression itself, he was clear about the turn. We had a bad couple of months and it feels like it's really turned around, he said. It's a real momentum-based sport and confidence-based as well, so we just need to keep that and then lift our teammates up with us, and if we're all running well, that will really help the team. He also identified a concrete gain. I learned to be comfortable moving around in 1 and 2, which I've never been able to do before. That result moved him to 12th in points, 44 above the cut line, with 12 races remaining in the regular season. 1 top 5 finish in 64 starts could still be read as an outlier. What happened 7 weeks later removed that reading. The third race was the Window World 450 at North Wilkesboro Speedway on July 19, 2026, the first NASCAR Cup Series points race at the track in 30 years, on a bullring measuring 625 thousandths of a mile. There are no long straightaways at that circuit and no place to conceal a lack of oval instinct. Shane van Gisbergen also ran Saturday's Craftsman Truck Series race there and finished 3rd. Stephen Doran credited that directly. It was just a real solid day, he told NASCAR.com. You speak about the race yesterday. I feel like that helped him a ton. Just learned the track. He used some of the lines that he figured out yesterday in the truck. He started 8th. A 2-tire stop in the first cycle through pit road vaulted him to 4th. From there, he passed 3 Joe Gibbs racing drivers in succession: Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, and then points leader Denny Hamlin, to take the lead on lap 52. That is when he delivered the radio line of the night, "I'm leading, what the do I do now?" His team replied that he should go straight. He led 4 times for 49 laps, his previous oval record being 12. He also spent more laps inside the top 10 than any other driver in the field. He lost the Stage 1 win to Ty Gibbs on the final lap of the stage by half a car length. "Sorry, I tried," he radioed. "I just ran out of rears." He finished 5th, recording both his first short track top 5 finish and his first short track top 10 finish. The technique detail ties the entire story together. "It's a bit like a road course here," he said. "I tried right foot brake for a bit. Half the race I right foot braked and just felt comfortable doing that. It's a real balance track and you can really affect the car with your driving technique." His road racing habits did not have to be discarded at this circuit. They transferred. He also described what the front of the field feels like. "I mean, it's just calmer when you get up there. Everyone's racing really respectful. I passed Denny and mucked that up and let him back through, like it's a lot friendlier type of people up there." Denny Hamlin, who finished 2nd, addressed it on the record. "I just can't say how impressive it is," he said, describing a driver who arrived roughly a year and a half earlier and figured out how to run ovals as well as he has. Now return to the historical screen because the specific thresholds matter. Among drivers debuting after 1972, the qualifying group consists of those with at least 5 road starts and an adjusted points plus above 100 on twisty tracks, combined with at least 10 non-road starts and a career adjusted points plus below 50 everywhere else, who then posted an index of 90 or above across the following 20 non-road starts. Jerry Nadeau in 2000 and 2001 had 5 previous road starts at 116 and 81 non-road starts at 35, then posted 128. Robby Gordon in 2001 and 2002 had 7 road starts at 166 and 54 non-road starts at 33, then posted 91. Shane van Gisbergen in 2025 and 2026 had 12 road starts at 279 and 35 non-road starts at 44 and has posted 96. The driver rating version produces a similar list. Michael McDowell in 2023 and 2024 posted 70.0 across his next 20 non-road starts. Robby Gordon posted 67.5. Shane van Gisbergen has posted 67.2. 2 names in 25 years and now a third. There is also an internal benchmark. Shane van Gisbergen has been ahead of both Trackhouse racing teammates on ovals most weeks. Ross Chastain, a 5-time oval winner, has fallen as low as 26th in points, and rookie Connor Zilisch sits 34th. When a driver beats oval race teammates in equivalent equipment, the variable is not the equipment. The standings reflect all of it. After North Wilkesboro Speedway, Shane van Gisbergen sits 14th in points, 54 above the cut line, up from 31 the week before, a 23-point jump in a single night with 5 races left in the regular season. Stephen Doran kept it measured. "It's a huge one for the numbers," he said. "We had a little buffer, but not big enough to be comfortable by any means. A forecast model now places him above 90% to make the postseason. It would be his 2nd consecutive appearance, but unlike last year, without a win and in reward from road course dominance. The ripple effect is the part fewer covering." With Shane van Gisbergen near locked and with Joey Logano gaining 73 points at North Wilkesboro Speedway to move from 18th to 15th, only one postseason slot now has a favorite below 90%, Austin Cindric in 16th. Austin Cindric, Erik Jones, Preece and Brad Keselowski are contesting one fewer available spot than it appeared they were. His improvement is taking a postseason position away from somebody. The honest caveat remains. He is now comfortably above NASCAR Cup Series average at drafting tracks and short tracks. He is not there on intermediates where his average finish is 21.6, his adjusted points plus index is 77, and his driver rating is 58.2. Intermediates make up the bulk of the postseason schedule. His own assessment is blunt. "Some weeks I can run 10th to 15th pretty easily, and other weeks it's a battle to run 30th, he said. I'm still the weak link as a driver, but I've got good teammates in the other cars, and they're struggling as well. He added, I've still got a long way up the hill to go. I'm getting there, and I see the glimpses, and I feel them, and I know it's coming. But I still need to get a lot better, and I still have a lot to learn. 6 of his oval finishes this season came outside the top 30, largely from mistakes that led to crashes. So the accurate statement is not that Shane van Gisbergen has become an oval specialist. It is that he has become average on ovals, and for a driver winning more than half of his road course starts. Average everywhere else is a championship profile. Next comes the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, then 4 more regular season races. The intermediates are the last unsolved piece, and the postseason schedule is built out of them. Which is the truer read, is Shane van Gisbergen a legitimate title threat right now? Or is he a lock for the postseason and a first-round exit until the intermediate tracks come around? Leave your answer below.